Hello rabbits and hedgehogs and squirrels, and welcome to our very special assembly. Today is Safer Internet Day, and it's a day celebrated all across the globe by over 170 different countries, including children all over the UK, just like us. It's a day when we celebrate all the great things about being online, but also remind ourselves about how to stay safe. There are lots of ways that we can use the internet. This is called going online. They both mean the same thing. Give me a thumbs up if you or someone in your household has ever done any of these things. Played on an iPad or tablet. Used a computer or a laptop. Watched a TV show or video on Netflix, Amazon Prime, BBC iPlayer, any of those sorts of things. Asked a smart speaker to do something like Alexa or Google Home. Played with other people in an online game. Used a mobile phone to chat, video call, play a game, watch a video or find something out. Used a smartphone to count steps that you've done or something similar. Or maybe you've used something like Zoom to have a meeting with your friends and family, or maybe you've joined our Zoom calls at school. I'd love to know what you like to do online. Here are some pictures to help give you some ideas. You might like to look at photos online that people in your family have shared. You might like to listen to your favourite songs, or you might like to find out information about your favourite things. For example, when new dinosaurs are discovered. I'm going to give you a little time now to have a talk to the person next to you and share what do you like to do online. So please pause the video while you talk to your partner or your adult at home. This year for Safer Internet Day, we're looking at information online and whether you can trust everything that we read or see on the internet. Can you give me a thumbs up if you think that everything you see online is true? Or a thumbs down if you think there might be some things online that are not true? I see a lot of thumbs down. Yes, that's right. Although there's lots of great information online that is useful and trustworthy, it's important to remember there's also information online that's not trustworthy, and it might even be there to try and confuse you. I'm going to read you a story now about a duck called Digiduck who loves to go online. It's called Detective Digiduck, and it's all about using the internet to find things out. Detective Digiduck. School had nearly finished for the year, and Digiduck had one last project. His teacher, Mrs. Goose, had asked the class to find out about animals that live in the forest. Digiduck knew his parents had friends in the forest, but he'd never been. Forests were a mystery. He needed to rush though. Crazy Cat and Footy Fox were on Family Funyard Games team, and they were so close to winning. If he could do this quickly, they could still play before bedtime. He searched online for forest animals. There were so many websites to choose from, but one picture caught his attention straight away. Perfect, he said happily. Digiduck discovered that a deer's antlers are the fastest growing body part of any animal in the world, and once they start growing, they don't stop. Doves travel for thousands of miles when they migrate and are happiest in cold weather. And all dragons can fly and breathe fire. They live in the deepest, darkest forests. That's incredible, said Digiduck. He looked at his clock. Crazy Cat would still be online. Game time. Later that week, when Mrs. Goose returned his work, he was surprised. Oh no, he exclaimed. I wonder where I went wrong. He arrived home feeling glum, but soon cheered up when he saw the wise owl was visiting. He was a good friend and helped Digiduck before. I don't understand, said Digiduck, showing them his work. The website I chose had lots of information and fantastic pictures. I thought they were all facts. How can I tell the difference? Something is only a fact if you can prove or show that it's true, explained Wise Owl. Like the fact that all birds have beaks. We can see that. We know that's true. So, if I said that all birds have 8 legs, that's not a fact. I know it's untrue because I'm one, replied Digiduck. Precisely, said Wise Owl. Also, things you read or see online might just be the ideas that people have. I could say on the internet that Brave Bat is the best superhero, but you might think that Daring Duck is better. We can't say who's right or wrong because there are opinions or feelings that we have. To check if something is a fact, you need to be a detective, Digiduck, and look for information or clues in other places too. Digiduck leaped up enthusiastically. Detective Digiduck on the case. He quickly stopped in his tracks. Hang on, where else can we go to look for information? I'm going to teach you 3 things that you can do to help decide if you found what you found on the internet is fact or not. We'll use a different one for each forest animal, explained Wise Owl. We'll video call one of the animals, we'll chat with your parents, and we'll look on another website too. This is going to be amazing, yelled Digiduck. Can we call the dragon first, please? We'll save the dragon for later, but we'll call my friend Big Buck first. No one knows more about being a deer than a deer himself. The call connected and a magnificent stag appeared on the screen. His antlers were quite unexpected though. Hi, waved Digiduck. The internet says that your antlers grow really fast and never stop, but now I'm not so sure. Our antlers grow remarkably fast, said Big Beak proudly. That part's true, but we shed them in the spring and they grow again in the summer. Wait, they come off, quacked Digiduck, turning a little pale. It's okay, chuckled Big Buck. They meant to, and it doesn't hurt a bit. They returned to the project over dinner. Mummy Duck, can you tell us anything about doves? Asked Wise Owl. I know that doves are truly extraordinary flyers. It won't be long before our friends think about heading off again. Where to? Asked Digiduck. The internet said they like cold places. Not all doves are the same, but some fly an exceptionally long way to go to warmer places, and this migration lasts many months. Oh, the stories they tell, replied Mummy Duck wistfully. Right, Detective, what have you learnt so far? Asked Wise Owl. Digiduck studied his notebook. To check the information you find online, you need to talk about it with an adult. You might even know an expert who can help too. Very good, replied Wise Owl. That just leaves the dragon. Oh, I can't wait, said Digiduck, hopping excitedly. Before we start, it's useful to ask yourself some questions about what you've discovered online. There might be things you already know that can help. A good detective thinks really carefully about the clues to decide what are the facts. What do you know about dragons so far? Asked Wise Owl. The website said that they can fly and breathe fire, replied Digiduck. Have you or anyone you know ever seen a dragon? Wise Owl asked kindly. I've seen a dragonfly before, but not a flying dragon. I don't think anyone I know has seen one of those. Have you seen any other photos, videos or news reports about dragons in your books, on TV or anywhere online? I watched a video about Komodo dragons, but they're actually the biggest lizard in the world. There are fire-breathing dragons in my bedtime stories, but lots of made-up things happen in there too. Digiduck sat quietly considering her clues in his mind. After a while he said with a little sigh, I think dragons might not be real. I'm afraid they aren't, comforted Wise Owl. The information you found about dragons was untrue. They only live in made-up stories. But what terrific stories they are. Wise Owl and Digiduck searched online for a different animal to complete his project. The family farmyard had lots of interesting facts, and Digiduck also checked a website that Miss Goose had shown them. On the last day of term, the children were bursting with excitement. As a special treat, Mrs. Goose had arranged a picnic lunch at the forest school. I hope you enjoyed that story about Detective Duck. I've now got 5 questions that I would like you to stop the video for and talk with your adults at home or at school. So these 5 questions are: number 1, what 3 things did Wise Owl teach Digiduck to do to check what he'd found out? Number 2, decide if any of these sentences is fact, an opinion, or untrue. A duck has feathers. A duck can spin a web. A duck is beautiful. Can you think of your own examples too? Question number 3. Name 5 adults you know and trust that could help you with any problems online. Number 4. If anything online confused, worried or upset you, how would you ask for help? What could you say? And lastly, question 5. Can you use the internet to find out something new about a forest animal? Remember to use Wise Owl's tips to check your facts. I've also got some additional questions to challenge some of you, especially the squirrels, but I think some of the hedgehogs and rabbits will be able to answer these questions too. Number 1, do you talk to your family or friends online? How? Number 2, what websites or online games let people talk to each other who don't know each other in person? Number 3, what facts about yourself should you not tell to strangers on or offline? What can we call these facts? And lastly, which adults would you ask for help if something worried you online? Well, thank you very much for listening to our special assembly. You're going to be learning more about trusted information and staying safe online with your adults at home or at school. So thank you for joining in and sharing your thoughts. I hope you have a very happy, safer Internet Day this year, and I look forward to seeing all your fantastic ideas and work that you produce this week. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.